Have you ever felt like life is spinning out of control? Like no matter how hard you try, things just don't go the way you planned? You pray, you push forward, you give your best, but still doors close, opportunities slip away, and nothing seems to make sense. What if I told you that everything happening in your life right now has a purpose? That the delays, the struggles, and the disappointments are not there to break you, but to build you. Stay with me until the end of this video and you'll understand why the chaos you're facing is not a sign of failure, but a setup for something greater. Life feels unpredictable. Life is unpredictable. One moment, everything seems fine, and the next you're hit with challenges you never saw coming. You lose a job, a relationship falls apart, a door you were counting on suddenly shuts in your face. It's in these moments that doubt creeps in. You start asking, why is this happening to me? Why now? Why does God allow me to go through this? But here's the truth. God is never surprised by your situation. You may not understand it now, but every twist and turn in your life is part of a greater design. We struggle to understand why. The human mind craves certainty. We want answers. We want to know why things happen the way they do. And when we don't get immediate answers, we assume something is wrong. But have you ever considered that maybe the delay is not a punishment, but a preparation? That maybe what feels like rejection is actually divine protection? We think we know what's best for us, but our vision is limited. God sees the full picture. He knows what you need, when you need it, and how to bring it into your life at the right time. The frustration of waiting. Waiting is hard. It's frustrating when you pray for something and nothing happens. It's painful when you see others moving forward while you feel stuck in the same place. But have you ever noticed that the most valuable things in life take time? A tree doesn't grow overnight. A diamond isn't formed in seconds, and the strongest warriors are not made in comfort. They are made in the fire. Maybe God hasn't given you what you're asking for because you're still being shaped for it. Maybe He's working on your heart, your character, and your strength before He opens the door you're waiting for. Fear and anxiety take over when things don't go our way. Fear creeps in. We start worrying about the future. We overthink. We try to force things to happen. But let me ask you something. Has worrying ever changed anything? Fear only steals your peace. It clouds your judgment. It makes you rush into things that are not meant for you. But when you trust that God is in control, you don't have to live in fear, because no matter what happens, God has already gone ahead of you. He's already made a way. He's already working things out, even if you don't see it yet. There is a purpose in the chaos. The struggles you're facing right now, they're not the end of your story. They're just a chapter. You may feel lost, but God knows exactly where you are. You may feel broken, but God is using this to build you. You may feel delayed, but God's timing is never late. Trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Even if it doesn't make sense to you right now, one day you will look back and understand why it had to happen this way. And if you're feeling like giving up, don't. Because what's coming is far greater than what you're leaving behind. So keep watching, because in the next part of this video, you'll learn how the illusion of control is actually what's keeping you stuck, and how letting go can set you free. Stay strong, stay patient, because God is in control. We try so hard to control everything. We plan every detail, set timelines, and expect life to unfold exactly as we imagine. But when things don't go our way, frustration takes over. The truth is, control is an illusion. No matter how much we try, we can't control everything. We can't force people to stay. We can't rush success. We can't predict the future. Yet we exhaust ourselves trying, worrying about things that are not in our hands. But here's something to think about. What if life isn't falling apart? What if it's actually falling into place? The fear of letting go, one of the hardest things in life is surrendering. Trusting that even when things don't make sense, they are still working for our good. But our fear keeps us holding on. We fear that if we don't control every step, we'll lose everything. We fear that if we don't push harder, nothing will happen. But in reality, the more we try to force life, the more frustrated we become. Have you ever noticed that the best things often happen when you least expect them? When you stop chasing? When you stop trying to control every little detail? That's because God moves when we step back. When we let go of the need to control, we create space for Him to work. Trusting the process. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means trusting that what's meant for you will never miss you. It means understanding that delays are not denials, that unanswered prayers are sometimes the biggest blessings, that closed doors are protecting you from something not meant for you. Because when you stop trying to control everything, you gain something far greater: peace. And in that peace, you'll realize something powerful. God's plan has always been greater than yours. We hold on too tightly to our plans, our expectations, our desires. We convince ourselves that if we just try harder, if we push a little more, things will finally work out the way we want. But what if the real power isn't in holding on, but in letting go? Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means surrendering the illusion that you were ever in control in the first place. It means understanding that some things are beyond your power, but never beyond God's plan. Fighting the wrong battles. We spend so much energy fighting battles that were never ours to fight. We stress over things that don't serve us. We chase people who were never meant to stay. We try to fix situations that God is asking us to walk away from. But the more we resist, the more we suffer, because sometimes the greatest breakthroughs come when we stop forcing what isn't meant for us. When you let go, you're not losing. You're making room. Room for peace. Room for new blessings. Room for God to step in and do what only He can do. Letting go is trusting God. Letting go is not weakness, it's faith. It's standing in the storm and saying, I don't know what's coming next, but I know God does. It's believing that even in uncertainty, you are not lost. Even in waiting, you are not forgotten. Even in setbacks, you are still moving towards something greater. Because when you let go, you're not falling, you're falling into place, into the hands of the one who has been holding you all along. We think we know what's best for us. We set goals, chase dreams, and expect life to unfold exactly as we envisioned. But then, reality hits. Plans fail. Opportunities vanish. The path we thought was certain suddenly disappears, and in that moment, frustration takes over. Why is this happening? Why is God not answering my prayers? But what if He is? What if the delays, the detours, and the disappointments are not signs of failure, but evidence of a bigger plan unfolding, one that is far greater than anything we could imagine? Seeing only a small piece, imagine looking at a puzzle with just one piece in your hand. You study it, trying to understand how it fits, but without the full picture, it makes no sense. That's how life works. We see one moment, God sees the masterpiece. We get discouraged when things don't go our way, but God knows what we don't. He sees the dangers ahead. He sees the lessons we still need to learn. He sees the people, places, and moments that are meant to shape us. And sometimes the things we beg for, the things we think will bring us happiness, are the very things that would break us if given too soon. A plan greater than our desires. You may have plans, but God's plan is always greater. You may have dreams, but He dreams bigger. That relationship that didn't work out, maybe He was protecting you. That opportunity that slipped away, maybe He was redirecting you. That delay you're facing, maybe He's preparing you. Nothing is random. Nothing is wasted. Everything is happening exactly as it should. And one day you will look back and realize every no was actually a not yet. Every delay was an act of love. Every closed door was guiding you towards something better. So don't lose faith just because you don't understand. Trust that His plan is always greater than yours. Faith isn't tested when everything is going right. Faith is tested when nothing makes sense, when prayers seem unanswered, when doors stay closed, when the silence feels unbearable. This is where most people give up. They assume that if God isn't moving on their timeline, He's not moving at all. But what if this season of waiting isn't a punishment, but a preparation? Delays are not denials. We think that when something doesn't happen immediately, it means it will never happen. But that's not true. A delay is not the same as a denial. Think about a seed planted in the ground. Just because you don't see it growing doesn't mean it's not happening. Growth happens in the unseen. Roots are forming. Strength is being built. And when the time is right, the seed breaks through the surface. Your life is the same way. Just because you don't see progress doesn't mean nothing is happening. God is working behind the scenes, preparing things you can't even imagine. Closed doors are redirections. When a door closes, it's easy to feel rejected, to feel like God isn't listening. But what if He's not rejecting you? He's redirecting you. Maybe He's keeping you from something that would have harmed you. Maybe He's leading you towards something even greater. Maybe that no today is making room for the yes that will change your life. God's timing is perfect. The job, the relationship, the opportunity you're waiting for, it will come at the right time, in the right way, when you're truly ready. Faith means trusting without seeing. Real faith isn't about trusting God when everything is clear. It's about trusting Him when everything is uncertain. It's standing firm when you don't have answers. It's believing that even when life feels unfair, God is still in control. So don't let frustration shake your faith. Don't let waiting make you doubt, because the test you're facing today is shaping you for the blessing that's coming tomorrow. We live in a world of instant gratification. Everything is fast. Fast food, fast internet, fast results. We expect life to move at the speed of our desires. But God doesn't operate on human timelines. His timing is different. His timing is perfect. And that's where the struggle begins. We want it now. When we pray for something, we expect an immediate answer. When we set a goal, we expect instant success. But life doesn't work that way. Great things take time. Strong faith is built in seasons of waiting. But waiting is uncomfortable. It makes us question. It makes us anxious. It makes us wonder if God has forgotten us. But He hasn't. Just because He's silent doesn't mean He's absent. Just because you don't see movement doesn't mean He's not working. God's delays are never without purpose. We compare our journey to others. One of the biggest reasons we struggle with God's timing is comparison. We look around and see others succeeding, moving forward, living the life we want, and we ask, why them? Why not me? But comparison blinds us. It makes us forget that everyone's journey is different. Just because someone else received their blessing now doesn't mean yours isn't coming. God's plan for you is unique. Your timing is unique. What's meant for you will never pass you by. Patience builds strength. When life doesn't move as fast as we want, we assume something is wrong. But in reality, God is using the waiting season to strengthen you. He's building endurance. He's refining your character. He's making sure that when the blessing arrives, you're ready to receive it. So don't let impatience steal your peace. Don't let delays make you doubt. Trust that God is never late. He's always on time. Waiting feels like wasted time. It feels like life is passing by while you stand still. But what if waiting isn't a delay, but a preparation? What if this season of uncertainty is shaping you in ways you can't yet see? What if what you're waiting for isn't just being prepared for you, but you're also being prepared for it? Growth happens in the waiting. Think about the greatest lessons you've learned in life, the moments that truly changed you. Did they happen in comfort, or did they happen in struggle? Strength isn't built in easy seasons, it's built in the waiting. In the waiting you learn patience. In the waiting you develop resilience. In the waiting you grow into the person who can handle the blessing when it arrives. If God gave you everything you wanted instantly, would you truly be ready for it? Would you have the wisdom, the maturity, the strength to keep it? Sometimes the waiting is the blessing. God is preparing something greater. When you don't see results, it's easy to feel forgotten. But what if, instead of seeing the wait as a punishment, you started seeing it as a process? God is not just preparing the blessing for you, He's preparing you for the blessing. You are not being left behind. You are not being ignored. You are being positioned for something bigger than you can imagine. The right time will come one day. You'll look back and realize why the wait was necessary. You'll see how every delay, every detour, every unanswered prayer was actually leading you to something better. So don't give up in the waiting, because the moment you're ready, the door will open. And when it does, you'll understand why it couldn't have happened any sooner. It's easy to trust God when life makes sense, when things go according to plan, when prayers are answered, when doors open effortlessly. But what about when nothing makes sense? When everything you hoped for seems to be slipping away? This is where real trust is tested. Faith isn't about understanding everything. It's about believing even when you don't. God sees what you can't. We see life through a limited perspective. We see the disappointment, the rejection, the closed doors. But God sees the full picture. He knows what's ahead. He knows what would harm you. He knows what's truly meant for you. What feels like a setback may actually be protection. What seems like a loss may be setting you up for something better. You don't have to understand the plan to trust the one who made it. Surrendering the need to know, we crave answers. We want to know when, how, and why, but trust means surrendering the need to control everything. It means saying, I may not know what's happening, but I know God is working. Think about the moments in your past when you didn't understand why something was happening, but later it all made sense. Life works the same way. One day you'll see why things had to happen the way they did. Keep moving forward. Just because you don't have all the answers doesn't mean you stop moving. Keep going, keep trusting, keep believing. Because even when life is unclear, God's plan is still unfolding. And what's ahead is greater than anything you've left behind. It's easy to trust God when life makes sense, when things go according to plan, when prayers are answered, when doors open effortlessly. But what about when nothing makes sense, when everything you hope for seems to be slipping away? This is where real trust is tested. Faith isn't about understanding everything, it's about believing even when you don't. God sees what you can't. We see life through a limited perspective. We see the disappointment, the rejection, the closed doors. But God sees the full picture. He knows what's ahead. He knows what would harm you. He knows what's truly meant for you. What feels like a setback may actually be protection. What seems like a loss may be setting you up for something better. You don't have to understand the plan to trust the one who made it. Surrendering the need to know, we crave answers. We want to know when, how, and why, but trust means surrendering the need to control everything. It means saying, I may not know what's happening, but I know God is working. Think about the moments in your past when you didn't understand why something was happening, but later it all made sense. Life works the same way. One day you'll see why things had to happen the way they did. Keep moving forward. Just because you don't have all the answers doesn't mean you stop moving. Keep going, keep trusting, keep believing, because even when life is unclear, God's plan is still unfolding, and what's ahead is greater than anything you've left behind. Surrender. It sounds like weakness. It sounds like giving up, but in reality, surrender is the most powerful thing you can do. Surrender doesn't mean you stop trying. It means you stop fighting battles that aren't yours. It means you stop carrying burdens you were never meant to carry. It means you let go, not because you've lost hope, but because you've decided to trust something greater than yourself. Carrying what's not meant for you. How much of your stress comes from trying to control things that are out of your hands? The outcome of a situation, the actions of others, the timing of your dreams? We hold on so tightly, afraid that if we let go, everything will fall apart. But the truth is, when we surrender, we don't lose control. We give it back to the one who never lost it. Imagine the weight lifting off your shoulders, the fear dissolving, the constant worry fading away. That's what happens when you stop resisting and start trusting. Letting go to receive more God can only fill hands that are open. When you cling to what's familiar, you block what's meant for you. Maybe the thing you're afraid to release is the very thing holding you back. Maybe that job, that relationship, that plan isn't meant to stay. And maybe in letting go, you're making room for something far greater. True strength is in trust. It takes strength to surrender. To say, I don't have all the answers, but I know God does. It takes courage to release control. To believe that even if things don't happen the way you planned, they're still happening for your good. And when you finally let go, you'll realize something powerful. You were never meant to carry it all alone. And the moment you release it is the moment you'll feel truly free. Uncertainty is one of the hardest things to face. Not knowing what's next. Not knowing if things will work out. Not knowing how long you have to wait. Your mind races, searching for answers, trying to predict the future. But no matter how much you worry, some things are beyond your control. And that's where peace is found, not in having all the answers, but in trusting the one who does. Worry changes nothing. How many nights have you lost sleep over things you couldn't change? How many moments have you spent replaying what-if scenarios in your mind? Worry feels productive, but it does nothing. It drains your energy, it steals your joy, it keeps you stuck in a cycle of fear. But here's the truth. God never asked you to have it all figured out. He only asked you to trust Him. Peace comes from trust. The world tells you that peace comes when everything falls into place. But real peace comes when you trust that everything will fall into place, even when you don't see how. It's the kind of peace that doesn't make sense. The kind that allows you to breathe, even in chaos. The kind that reminds you that no matter what happens next, you are exactly where you're meant to be. Rest in His plan. Peace isn't found in control. Peace is found in surrender. Surrendering your worries, surrendering your timeline, surrendering the need to know everything before you take the next step. Because when you truly trust God's plan, you stop chasing peace, and peace starts chasing you. There's nothing more frustrating than feeling stuck, like you're doing everything right, but nothing is moving, like you're waiting, praying, believing, yet nothing seems to change. And in those moments, doubt creeps in. Did I miss something? Am I not doing enough? Has God forgotten about me? But here's what you need to remember. Just because you don't see change doesn't mean it's not happening. The work you can't see. Think about a seed planted underground. You water it, take care of it, but for a long time you see nothing. It looks like nothing is happening, but beneath the surface the roots are growing, the foundation is forming. And one day when the time is right, it breaks through. Your life works the same way. The effort you're putting in, the faith you're holding on to, the prayers you're praying, they are not wasted. Something is shifting, something is growing. Just because you don't see it yet doesn't mean God isn't working. The preparation phase, sometimes the change you're waiting for isn't happening yet because you're still in preparation. God is strengthening you, shaping you, teaching you the lessons you'll need when the breakthrough comes. Because if the blessing arrived before you were ready, it wouldn't last. God isn't just preparing the blessing, He's preparing you to receive it. Keep going. You may not see the results today. You may feel like nothing is happening, but don't mistake silence for inactivity. God is moving. The doors will open. The breakthrough will come. But only if you keep trusting, keep believing, and refuse to give up. When things take longer than expected, it's easy to assume the answer is no. That your dream, your breakthrough, your prayer, it's not going to happen. But just because something is delayed doesn't mean it's denied. Some of the greatest things in life don't come quickly. They take time, they take patience, they take trust. God's timing is not yours. We live by the clock. We measure success by how fast things happen. But God operates on a different timeline. He's not in a hurry. He's not rushing to meet a deadline. He's making sure everything is aligned perfectly so that when your blessing arrives, it's at the right time, in the right way. If He gave you everything you wanted the moment you asked, would you truly be ready for it? Would you have the wisdom to handle it, the maturity to sustain it? Sometimes the wait isn't about the blessing. It's about preparing you to receive it. Every delay has a purpose. That opportunity you thought you missed, maybe it wasn't meant for you. That relationship that didn't work out, maybe God was protecting you. That door that hasn't opened yet, maybe it's leading to something bigger. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are being positioned for something far greater than you can imagine. Hold on to the promise. It's easy to doubt when things take time. It's easy to wonder if you should just settle, just give up, just move on. But don't let impatience make you walk away from what God is preparing, because when the time is right, nothing can stop what He has planned for you. Delayed is not denied. Keep trusting. Keep waiting, because your moment is coming. Faith is easy when life is good, when prayers are answered, when doors open. But what about when life knocks you down? When nothing goes as planned? When the pain is deep and the waiting feels unbearable? This is where true faith is built. Trusting God isn't about believing only when things make sense. It's about holding on, even when everything feels broken. Pain is not the end of the story. When you're in the middle of the storm, it's hard to see beyond it. It feels like the pain will last forever, like the struggle will never end. But no season lasts forever. No pain is permanent. What you're facing today is not the final chapter. God is still writing your story, and He never allows suffering without purpose. Growth through struggles. Think about the strongest people you know, the ones with wisdom, depth, unshakable faith. They didn't become that way through comfort. They became that way through struggle. Pain refines you. Hard times strengthen you. The very thing you wish would go away might be shaping you into the person you need to become. God is still with you. It's easy to feel abandoned in the struggle, to wonder if God has left you. But He hasn't. He's closer than ever. He sees your tears. He knows your pain. And He's using this season not to break you, but to build you. So don't give up in the darkness. Because even when it hurts, even when you don't understand, God is still in control. Faith is not just believing when things are easy. Faith is believing even when everything says you shouldn't. It's standing firm when the storm is raging. It's trusting when the answers haven't come. It's holding on when every part of you wants to let go. Because faith isn't about what you see, it's about what you know. Believing beyond circumstances. Your situation may look impossible. The odds may be stacked against you. The delay may feel endless. But faith says, even when I don't see a way, I know God is making one. Even when I don't feel it, I know He is working. Even when I don't understand, I trust His plan. Faith isn't built in comfort, it's built in uncertainty. It's in the waiting, the struggles, the unknowns that true faith is tested and strengthened. Faith unlocks the impossible. History is filled with people who refused to give up, even when everything seemed lost. People who held on, trusted, and walked forward in faith. And because they did, their breakthrough came. What if your breakthrough is just ahead? What if the moment you've been praying for is closer than you think? Faith isn't just about waiting, it's about expecting. Walk in faith, not fear. Doubt will whisper it's never going to happen. Fear will say, what if you fail? But faith answers, what if this is exactly where I'm meant to be? Faith changes everything. It silences the fear. It strengthens the heart. It reminds you that God's plan is greater than your doubt. So don't lose faith now, because the moment you trust fully is the moment everything begins to change. You've waited. You've prayed. You've held on when everything in you wanted to let go. And now you are closer than you think. Breakthroughs don't always come with a warning. They don't always give signs. But suddenly, after all the waiting, everything changes. Stay faithful. Your moment is near. Think about all the times you wanted to quit but didn't. All the days you kept believing, even when it didn't make sense. All the moments you chose faith over fear. None of it was wasted. Every step, every struggle, every delay was leading you here. God is moving even now. Just because you don't see it yet doesn't mean nothing is happening. Things are shifting behind the scenes. Doors are about to open. Answers are on the way. But you can't give up now. Not when you're this close. Walk into what's meant for you when the time is right. Nothing can stop what God has planned for you. No delay can hold it back. No obstacle can stand in the way. And when that moment comes, you'll look back and understand why the wait was necessary. Because the struggle wasn't meant to break you. It was meant to prepare you. So keep going, keep trusting, keep believing, because your breakthrough is coming. And when it arrives, you'll know it was always worth the wait.